What is up, Insaners? We are finally here, guys. Welcome to the Euro 2020 finals team selection video. For one last time in the Euro 2020 competition, we'll be sharing thoughts on our team selection along with the best captain picks for the final. It's been an absolute pleasure going on this great journey with all of you guys. Like, seriously, I wasn't expecting so much love and support. The channel has also grown leaps and bounds, and a big thank you to all of you. In case you're new around here, do hit the like button if you like today's video, guys. You can also subscribe if you're playing the Fantasy Premier League this season. We'll be covering the entire season, guys, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be a lot of fun. So make sure you subscribe to the channel for further updates. Now let's start today's video by first talking about the strategy for the final team selection. Of course, there are only 2 teams playing, so there's only so much that you can do. We'll still try to get the best 11 today, and substitutions, guys, they actually look meaningless for this week. Now there are a couple of ways to look at this. It'll be really important to decide what strategy to play for the final. Do you really want to back one team and get majority of one of Italy or England, or even let's say go super heavy with one team with regards to their defense and hope and pray that they keep a clean sheet, or go safer and get a mix of players from both teams? Guys, it totally depends on your rank and positions in your mini league. Like if you're chasing, going broke and risky might be the only option. On the other hand, if you are in a good position, at least rank wise, and are leading in your respective mini leagues, then I think safer is the way to go. Another very important factor for the final, guys, is what formation you want to play. There's only one recognized forward who will start from both teams, so we have Immobile and Harry Kane, who have been playing quite well in the knockout rounds. The other options are Belotti and DCL, and I think both don't look like great options. So either you can play a 4-4-2 with 2 strikers up front, or a 4-5-1 with Harry Kane up front. Guys, you can also go 5-4-1, but that's relying on too many defenders, to be honest. And if this game doesn't have a clean sheet, your total will be a lot lower than expected. Guys, as most of the teams will be similar at this stage, you will have to decide what captain to go for, as that can really help you gain ranks and finish on a high in your mini leagues. Going safer or taking a punt on a much riskier option, it all depends on whether you're chasing or playing safe to consolidate your rank. With that, guys, let's get into our team selection. In terms of our defense, it's pretty sorted in terms of goalkeepers. We have Donnarumma from Italy, who most likely will start in our team. It's down to how you are seeing the whole game pan out. I personally feel there might not be a clean sheet in this game. In terms of goalkeeping ability, let's say when we talk about making saves, I feel Donnarumma is the better option. Pickford is somewhat erratic. Now his distribution looks slightly better than Donnarumma. In terms of a clean sheet possibility, guys, obviously England have got a much better record than Italy, but this could be a low scoring game, and Donnarumma for those extra save points potential, especially with the likes of Kane, Sterling and Mount taking shots, makes a lot of sense. In terms of our defenders, we've gone for a couple of Italian fullbacks for our team. The thinking here is that the likes of Emerson and Di Lorenzo can probably get some attacking returns, like really hoping that they get something. Di Lorenzo is a cheaper defender among all Italian defenders, so he automatically comes into our team. I think Di Lorenzo, if he starts, he should play out the whole game. In Italy's last game against Spain, we saw that Emerson came off and Toloi came on in place of him. And that, funnily enough, gave Emerson a clean sheet, as Italy had not conceded till that time. So there is a chance that this can happen again. Though I see both teams scoring, I still don't think it will be a high scoring game, but you never know. We might get a clean sheet from somewhere. From an attacking point of view, Di Lorenzo and Emerson are okay, they're not that spectacular. In fact, the likes of Bonucci and Chiellini might have more attacking threat, especially through corners and free kicks. Guys, we'll get the lineups before, but it looks like we will go ahead with Di Lorenzo and Emerson. In case you have a wild card or a limitless chip available, definitely go for Bonucci or Chiellini, as they represent decent aerial threat. Now coming to English defenders, I think, guys, Luke Shaw is a must-have, to be honest. Italy's main attacking threat is done from their left with Insigne and Spinazzola, but now obviously Spinazzola is not playing, so it will be Emerson. Shaw's side, which is Italy's right, is a little more defensive, and Di Lorenzo might sit a little deeper, but I still think, guys, Shaw will have a lot of chances to bomb forward, as he's done so far in the tournament. His attacking numbers are quite good. He's third for chances created among all defenders and top in terms of big chances created. The other 2 English defenders in our team are Stones and Maguire. Now Maguire is slightly cheaper than Stones, both are pretty much nailed and have good aerial threat. Guys, if you are on a wild card or you are saving money, then go with Maguire, as he would probably provide a bit more value than Stones and is also a differential option here. I would personally not go for Walker or even Trippier, even if they're cheaper, as they've not done enough from an attacking point of view to convince a spot in their team. In terms of midfield, we've gone for Sterling, who's a must-have from England's point of view, guys. I think he has been England's best attacker, in spite of Kane coming in the last couple of games. Guys, I personally feel that he's looked pretty sharp, and if you don't have him in your team till now, I would say just get him straight away. Now guys, other than Sterling is where you'll actually struggle a bit in terms of what players to go from the England midfield. I would certainly rule out Rice and Phillips as they're too defensive. Grealish can be a great differential. Now he might not start on England's right side, but I really think he'll get some minutes for sure. Now whether that's enough for managers to get convinced and get him in their team is a totally different conversation. There's a huge element of risk involved for sure, but if you're chasing, then why not, guys? You will have to do something different to climb up the rankings. We have personally gone for Bukayo Saka, who looks to be nailed on the right side. Now unless Southgate changes the formation or does something really dramatic, I think Saka will retain his place in the 11. He's quite cheap, so he should be easy to get in your team. His ownership at the time of recording this video, guys, was only 4% and a lot less than the likes of Grealish, so for me, this move makes a lot of sense. The only concern with this transfer is that Saka tends to get substituted around the 60 to 70 minute mark, so that is all we'll get from him, to be honest. If you're concerned about his minutes and you want to target someone who probably will play 90 or more minutes, you can also go for Mason Mount. Guys, he will be on set pieces and he can get an assist like the one that he got against Ukraine. I think it's safe to say that Mount is a guaranteed starter in the Southgate setup. Now his point ceiling might not be as high as Sterling, but he's still a good mid-price option to go for in my opinion. It's tricky, guys, but my top picks here would be Sterling, who's a must-have, then Saka, and third will be Mason Mount. Guys, having the wildcard or limitless won't really alter the choices here, and these would still be my top picks from the England midfield. Now in terms of the Italian midfield, I think this is where you will find that the options to go for are quite widely spread. Insigne, like Sterling, looks like a must-have, and he's a great captaincy option as well. Guys, his ownership is almost 50%, so you won't really be gaining a lot even if he returns against England. Coming to some other players, I don't think so Berardi will start in the final, and that means Chiesa should get the nod. He's quite cheap, but yeah, he's not a differential anymore. In case you want to dig deeper, then Barella and Verratti are risky differentials. Barella has had a wonderful tournament, guys. He played really well against Belgium. Now he generally occupies a free role in the Italian setup and would try to look for spaces to exploit the England midfield and defense. He's around the 7 million price range, so you're not really spending a lot of money, plus his ownership is only around 20%, so it's not as high as Insigne or Chiesa. Whereas Verratti, on the other hand, he's more like a deep-lying playmaker who will sit deep, he'll dictate play, and he'll try to find that perfect pass. He's created a lot of chances in this tournament, and there could be an assist somewhere. Another interesting option is Jorginho, who will be on penalties for Italy mostly. He might not be that great from open play, but with penalties under his belt, guys, he could be a decent differential. And ownership of 8% is absolutely nothing right now, guys, so you can gain some good points here. I think if you are on a wildcard or even limitless, then the likes of Barella, Verratti, or even Jorginho should be considered for your team. Now coming to our forward line, guys, there are only two out-and-out forwards in Harry Kane and Immobile. Belotti tends to come on as a substitute, but he hasn't really done anything so far in the tournament. You can still get him on a transfer if you have an extra available, but I really don't think playing him in your 11 makes a lot of sense. I would rather have an extra midfielder or a defender from any team. I think Immobile, guys, will be in a lot of teams already. You can still get him as a transfer, but overall I feel the Italian midfielders have a better chance of returning than him. He's done okay, nothing spectacular. If you're playing safe, guys, then keeping him in your team makes a lot of sense. Otherwise, take a risk and get a differential player instead. Now the other forward is pretty clear, guys. For England's Harry Kane, no second thoughts there. He'll play the whole game against Italy. Now he's looked pretty good in the last few games, guys. He's generally England's main scorer and is also on penalties. I know he missed one from the spot against Denmark, though eventually scoring from the spot, but I still think it's a no-brainer to keep Kane and even captain him for the final. Pretty straightforward here, guys, and let's move on. So right now we are playing a 4-4-2 with Morata, Damsgaard and Maguire on the bench. This could easily be one of Stones, Emerson or Di Lorenzo. I think we'll take that call closer to the deadline, but this is what we have right now. So guys, this was our team along with some players you can pick, including some differentials. Now let me know what kind of picks and players you're targeting in the comments below. With our team done, guys, let's look at the best captain picks, both safe and differential options for the finals. We'll go team-wise, starting with Italy. Now the attacking options look pretty promising, guys, and you can really differentiate yourself from the crowd here. Insigne looks like the standard safe pick for most managers. If you're leading in your mini leagues or you're just playing to protect rank, then I think he's the one to go for. Other than him, if Chiesa starts, I think he's also a great captaincy option, especially if you want to go big but not as popular as Insigne. Yes, Immobile is another option, but to be honest, if I have one of Insigne or Chiesa in my team, I would definitely captain them. If you're really doing catch up, guys, the likes of Barella, Verratti, or even Jorginho are good options, but let me tell you, these are quite risky, so captain them only if you need to do some serious rank climbing. Also, captaining a defender is quite risky here, and the clean sheet is not a guaranteed one. For my team, guys, I would mostly be considering Chiesa out of all the Italy options. Now, if you want to go for English players, of course, the safest pick is Harry Kane against the Italian defense. Guys, if you don't want to follow the herd, Sterling could be an interesting option too. He has done pretty well in the tournament, guys. The differentials would be Saka in attack and Luke Shaw in defense, who could provide a lot of points, considering that England have usually kept a lot of clean sheets in the tournament. Still, in terms of rating all of them, I would go Sterling, Saka, and then Kane if you're playing catch-up, and probably the reverse order if you're playing safe, with Kane being the obvious choice here. So guys, these are our final captain picks across both teams for the finals. Who will be your captain for the finals, guys? Let me know in the comments below. That'll be all from my side, guys. I hope you liked today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you found it useful. This was the last video for the Euro 2020 fantasy series. I hope you guys had a lot of fun. I had a great time creating these videos for all of you, and I really hope I was able to help you in your fantasy journey. We'll obviously do a deadline stream in case you guys have any questions regarding transfer moves, chip strategy, or anything around captaincy. So do remember to join us for the final deadline stream, guys. For those of you who are also playing FPL in the coming Premier League season, there are a lot of things in store. We're starting with the FPL content in a couple of days' time. We'll also be analyzing each team, best fantasy assets, new signings in terms of players and managers, and creating a whole lot of other stuff on YouTube. Make sure, guys, you subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss out on anything related to our FPL series. We'll also post daily updates and exciting stuff on Twitter and Instagram as well, so make sure you follow us. The link to our socials will be in the description below. All the very best for the final, guys. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you Insaners next time.